What up, though, Lions fans? It's your man, Curtis Steele from the Boss of Ball Out podcast for Lions Nation Unite. Today, we're diving into some big news regarding the Detroit Lions defensive lineup. Y'all guys already know that the Detroit Lions lost Carlton Davis to the New England Patriots in free agency and the subsequent signing of DJ Reed from the New York Jets, and what these moves mean for our team going forward. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the Lions Nation Unite YouTube channel for all your Lions updates. Now, let's get into it. Let's first talk about Carlton Davis III. The dude was a pivotal player in our secondary last year. Size, skill set made him a lockdown corner, 6'1", 207 pounds. Very physical presence on the outside, known for his abilities for sticky coverage and to take out some of the league's top receivers. His departure is going to create a significant void. Now let's get into some of the little background on Davis in Detroit. Now, when Brad Holmes, that GM that everybody's complaining about right now, made the trade for Davis last offseason, there were some Lions fans who were on the fence about the move because of his injury history. He has not played a full season in the league since entering the NFL out of Auburn in 2018. He's always been good in man coverage, which is the coverage scheme that former Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn wanted to play, and Davis fit that role perfectly. NFC North rival Justin Jefferson said in an interview prior to the CD3 joining the Lions that Davis was one of the toughest cornerbacks he's faced in the NFL. Now, I can't lie to you because it is what it is. Davis was a lockdown corner last season for the Detroit Lions. Led the cornerbacks on the team in interceptions with 2 and passes defended with 11. He was our CB1, and he mentored our first-round draft pick, Terry Arnold, last season. Davis was good in run support as well. He had 2 fumble recoveries and 1 forced fumble, 56 tackles. 2 of them things was for loss, and CD3 was a great presence in the locker room, man. He's quiet, but he leads by example, and that he's a tough physical dude, and he makes sure he brings that effort all the time. However, the concerns about the injury bug came to fruition because they jumped up and bit Davis during the season, especially in the time we needed him the most. He didn't miss time when he fractured his thumb in week 11, but because he just threw that brace on that thing and the cast and kept playing. But he suffered a knee injury in week 12 and sat out the next game. And then Davis missed the final 3 games of the season with a fractured jaw versus the Buffalo Bills. And his presence was missed down the stretch, especially in the postseason when we faced that Washington Commanders team. And that loss was terrible because we didn't have our CB1. And then we lost the replacement CB1 in Amik Robertson. So you look at that, Davis played great, but when we needed him the most, he was not to be found because he was injured again. Now, I know it was a freak injury with that fractured jaw. You just don't expect that, especially during a football game, but it happened. Now, I got to tell you, there were some warning signs that Davis may not be back with the Lions this season. A social media post he made a few weeks ago on March 5th said, "I won't make the same mistake twice. If you want your defense upgraded, turn on the tape." He said, y'all know who to pay. Davis was making it known that he wanted that long-term contract with some adequate compensation. He wanted that money, man. He wanted that bag. So what did he do? Davis signed with the New England Patriots. Let's be real, that was kind of tough, man, because I wanted him back. The Lions did make a late run at bringing him back to the Detroit, but they couldn't match that 3-year, $60 million deal that New England offered. Not only did they lose their formidable defender, but he also went to an AFC contender, which they have built that defense over there, that offense in New England. But that defense is coming along. They made some strides last year. Davis and Christian Gonzalez will form a formidable pair at cornerback for the foreseeable future. So good luck to CD3, man. And not long after losing a cornerstone like Davis, it's natural for fans to be wondering, man, who's going to fill in the gap? Well, about an hour later, enter DJ Reed. He comes to us after a strong stint with the New York Jets, man. Reed is a dynamic player, slightly different skill set than Davis. He brings his own flair to the table. The Lions are bringing him in on a 3-year deal worth $48 million. Reed was ranked as one of the top ranked cornerback free agent by ESPN. He just was. I mean, he was ranked above Davis. Now, standing at 5'9", 188 pounds, Reed might not have the same size as Davis, but don't let that fool you. He's quick, he's agile, and possesses some great ball skills. Last season, he led the Jets with 11 passes defended, just like Davis had in Detroit, proving he can make plays on the ball. Okay. Now, here's the elephant in the room. If you watch me on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, you heard my thoughts on the Lions signing Reed in free agency. Like the song said, you want to hear, here you go. His size worries me. I just can't get past that. Now, I can't say that he's not a bad corner or he is a bad corner, but the Lions already have a 5'9" kind of scrappy cornerback on the roster in Amik Robinson. Now, the Lions are going to face some tall receivers in 2025, and the Lions will have two Smurfs playing in the secondary. Now, both Robinson and Reed are tough, physical in between the 20s. But my issue is what's going to happen when we get in that red zone. For that red zone defense, man, will opposing wide receivers be able to use their size just to box them out and score TDs, be it across the middle or just out jump them in the corner of the end zone on some fade routes? The Lions allowed the second fewest receiving touchdowns in the NFL last year. Can they do it again with their CB1 and their slot corner being shorter players? Okay, but we kind of talked, but we still got to get into Davis versus Reed. So how do they compare? First off, let's look at their experience. Carlton has been a starter since day one, has a track record of shutting down elite receivers. Now, DJ, a little bit different. He's seasoned, but he had to kind of work his way into a starting role. You start out there at San Francisco, moved to Seattle. They didn't become a starter really 4 times where he got to the end of his career in Seattle and then when he got to the Jets. But when it comes to press coverage, Davis excels. You know, he got that size, physicality. He's rangy, got the long arms, and he's often jams receivers at the line, disrupting their routes. Now, Reed, on the other hand, excels in zone coverage and has a knack for reading the quarterback's eyes, which allows him to jump some routes. He's good in man coverage as well, but not as good as Carlton Davis. Now, with DJ Reed, what can we expect for the Lions defensive scheme? I know they wanted to kind of move from a more of a hybrid type of coverage where they play both man and zone. The newly adopted defensive coordinator, y'all know who it is, Calvin Shepard, has some intriguing options because Reed can play zone and man, like I just said, and he's flexibility in both of those schemes. But you'll likely see him paired with our other young cornerbacks who allow the defense to be versatile. So kind of look at it. I'm like, okay. Now, another concern for me, besides his size, is that while Reed was balling out in New York last season, he was not facing most teams' number one receiver. That was the privilege went to Sauce Gardner. Reed has never been a CB1 in the league. He's always been that second guy. But his primary role coming in, he's getting paid as a CB1. So that's going to be a problem for me, just because with that size thing. Now, Reed does have a problem keeping his hands to himself in coverage. Last season, that dude drew 11 penalties, including 8 pass interference, 2 illegal use of hands, and 1 defensive holding. Now, we already know about defensive penalties on the Lions and our cornerbacks because our CB2, Terry Arnold, drew 11 penalties as well. So coming into the 2025 season, we're going to have 2 penalty machines at starting cornerback. I don't like that at all. Hopefully they can get that stuff fixed going into the season. Someone wrote on Twitter, they're going to be like the Legion of Boom back in the day. Like, it's just going to be pass interference and it just doesn't matter as long as they're playing tough physical football. Now, I will say this. Reed opens up some opportunities for our younger cornerbacks to step up and grow. The coaching staff can focus on developing our talent. We'll have some seasoned players like Reed in the mix, which is pivotal for that depth. And Arnold has the ability or will have the opportunity to move into that CB role, one role, midway through the season. You know, if he continues to develop, he's posting workout videos. So I like what's going on with Terry Arnold. And then you got to look out for Ennis Rakestraw, man. He's all on Twitter and other social media platforms talking about he's going to make his name known in the Lions defense. So got to look at that as well. So DJ Reed does offer some opportunities for those younger players to grow. And, you know, if the Lions can, you know, may not want to put Reed and Robertson on the field at the same time just because of the size difference, especially in the red zone. So you may see them more where they get in the red zone, and you'll see more of Ennis Rakestraw in the game just because of the fact of the size difference that he has. So, Lions Nation, what do you think? Is losing Carlton Davis a big blow? Or however, does DJ Reed bring a unique skill set that could add a solid addition to our defense? Do you think that this move is going to help or benefit the Lions in the long run? Drop your comments or thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear from all of you. Also, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the Lions Nation Unite YouTube channel. One other favor you got to do for your man, Curtis Steele. Click the link in the description of the video and grab yourself some Lions Nation Unite gear. Rock the gear of some of your favorite Lions content creators and Detroit Lions legend, Herman Moore. They have tons of options for you to choose from, including a military appreciation collection, which goes right for me because, you know, I'm a veteran. And join the movement of and the community of Lions Nation Unite, man. Don't forget to check out your man, Curtis Steele, over on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast for more insights from me on the Detroit Lions. Thanks for watching. This is Curtis Steele, and I will holla at you real soon.